Fellow citizens, fellow Americans, and fellow San Diegoans, my name is Leslie Williams, and this is a continuation of the previous file that I was making. Sorry. It's just that, you know, when I go to make my videos, I want them to appear just informative, descriptive, in reference to the subject matter. And as soon as I start making a video, I start laughing because I hate making videos because I start laughing. Okay, anyways, getting back to the seriousness of this, the reason why I'm making this video, the subject matter, is this is a continuation of the previous file that accidentally shut off because the batteries ran low. And if this video does as well, then understand that you can go to the next YouTube video that's in the comments feature of the host video for a continuation of this one. Now, I was mentioning in the previous video file about how organized stalking and gang stalking is sponsored, protected, and funded by the government, using your taxpayer dollars to do it. And it's nothing but multiple avenues of theft, racketeering, and in reference also to who they're connected to. You would not believe what I know. Flat out, and the government knows I know about it, because I'm being remotely and neurally monitored. Now, let me help you understand something in reference to what remote neural monitoring is. Remote neural monitoring is capable of many things. One of the main things that it does is that it monitors you neurally from a remote distance. Okay? And the way it does that is by basically piggybacking on the resonance frequency of your brain. And when you're in the process of processing a thought, your brain emits a specific bioelectric frequency in reference to that particular neural network. Because of the simple fact that as the neurons are communicating, there's a resonance frequency there's the flux, the magnetic flux that's between the neurons. It's a frequency based on the bioelectric activity that's done between the neurons. And this magnetic flux that is generated as a result of the neurons communicate with each other, transferring the information, there's a magnetic flux that appears. Same thing when you're dealing with inductive reactance in electronics. Yeah, inductive reactance transformers, when you're stepping up or stepping down voltage, that is done through the magnetic flux. Magnetic flux in the brain emits a frequency. They identify and mark that frequency and then are able to decipher what's in that neural network by basically doing nothing but mathematically equating by taking a look at the EEG readout from that specific neural network, okay, based on the evoked potentials that are in it. Now, without getting into too much more of the detail, this is basically and literally how they do it. Sometimes transceiver implants are needed in reference to being able to transmit and receive a person's EEG processes, but that's not the purpose of this video. Examiner.com, the ACLU, the Washington Times have all posted posts in reference to me commenting on specific ACLU blogs, Washington Times articles, and Examiner.com articles. Have literally went online and posted my post in reference to what's happening towards me because of the descriptive nature of what they were, what the Washington Times article is about, what the ACLU blogs were about, and in reference to the news article that Examiner.com was the theme of what they were posting an article about. Now, fellow American citizens, the ACLU and Examiner.com and Washington Times do not post comments of people's blogs and comments on their posts for no reason. It is because of the extreme, what I am, you would not believe what I am a whistleblower concerning, because of the remote neural monitoring, influencing, and stimulating. This technology will go after anybody, okay, flat out. They came after me. I was literally being neurally manipulated here in '83 when I was a wife and did not know it. I have discovered a lot of things that would basically could end people that might not have a strong of a constitution like I do, and that's not by by any means knocking anybody else. That it's just I've been fortunate, I've been blessed, I've been my Heavenly Father's really graced me with the stamina to be able to survive this, and the financial means which I believe will go after. They will go after my Social Security in order to try and situate me into an environment they can control for containment, exploitation, and possible murder of me. because of what I know. What I know reaches to the very halls of the federal government, the state government, and city local governments, because it's technology that is being used in organized crime that is in the system in every city and state in the country. It's organized crime. It's the mafia. That's what some people are telling me I should call it, but in reference to some of my posts. But it is nothing but organized crime, and they know I know it, and they know I know what they're using it for, including a self-help group that is state-appointed in every state in the union. This technology literally has the ability to put ideas in your head. Any idea in your head. Because of the morphing of your own voice, what they can do is literally morph your voice and transmit anything they want to say to your head in your voice, and you believe that it's your own internal dialogue. And how can they do this? Because what is transmitted to you in your head, to your audio cortex, is transmitted below the perceptual radar. So you had no idea that you're being literally neurally manipulated in this way. So if you're in the midst of something that's extremely duressful, probably even something that they created covertly and from behind the scenes, like job loss, a divorce, because two things: intimate infiltration is a huge aspect of these campaigns, and also they 100%. I just got done listening to a radio broadcast the other day from this woman who says that her husband filed for a divorce, but right before the divorce, he started acting extremely peculiar, and it's been discovered over time that he was being neurally manipulated, and some things were covertly brought about in their relationship in order to be able to separate the two. John Hall talks about the same thing. And what they basically do is want to conquer by dividing a couple. Okay? And then once the couple is divided, they go after the initial target. And they'll keep the campaign going also against another target, against the other spouse. Whether they try to indoctrinate them into the syndicate or wreck them and ruin them financially by blacklisting them, possibly stealing money out of their bank account. You would not believe the criminal expeditions that this stuff is being used for. It's being used for land co-opting, mortgage co-opting, child trafficking, by literally imploding a family from within to tear it apart in order to be able to eventually get a hold of the wife and the children. You would not believe what I know. You can put ideas in your head to go have a drink. Then you act on it, and then it can stimulate that neural network that was created as a result to get you to do it again, against your will. Google organized stalking and bartenders. I recently just had to discover, I had to look, for the first time since this has happened since 2002, over the last month I Googled that. In reference to, because of how they sexually stimulated me over at USD in September of 2011. My name is Leslie Williams. All you have to do, I don't drink, I don't do drugs. I drink maybe once or twice every 3 to 4 to 5 years. Okay? I'm not an alcoholic. I don't do drugs. I don't drink. I don't sleep around. I'm an upstanding citizen in every way, shape, or form. And the reason why I make these videos is to help you understand the powerfulness of this technology and what is being done, what it's being used for in order to be able to literally go after anybody. And since it's organized crime within the system and within the community as well, because the organized crime that's in the system is attached to the organized crime in the street, and it's also attached to businesses. It's literally flat out nothing but huge criminal expeditions that have laid the foundation for these types of aspirations. It's been going on forever, and they've done nothing but reached out into the business community. They literally even placed syndicate members in the business community by giving them, bartering with them, giving them jobs, and so they can pay their rent, and then whenever they're needed to be used for the syndicate, they will be. We're talking about gas station attendants, movie theater attendants, members of the business community. Every single business that I have been in San Diego since August of 2011 has engaged in open physical gang stalking gestures towards me every single time I go to them. Excuse me. Barnes & Noble's over at Hazard Center, Jack in the Box right down the street from it, Food for Less right across the parking lot from Jack in the Box, Mission Valley 7 movie theater, Ultra Star, Hazard Center, employees there and management. They've also had people come in and act like customers, come in and act up while I'm trying to watch the movie. Post office, the Bank of America, on Rosecrans, just off of Nimitz Boulevard, and the Bank of America on Broadway Street in downtown San Diego. University of San Diego. SDSU. I'm literally gang stalked and harassed everywhere I go. And how is this? And how is it? How does that happen? Because through the remote neural monitoring, if I have a thought process that I'm going to say, like, go to Jack in the Box, they monitor that thought process and put the gang stalkers there before I even arrive. Yeah. You would not believe what I experienced as I'm walking up to Jack in the Box and open up the door. They're already sitting in there engaging in the physical gestures for me. Because I'm being remotely neurally monitored. Which means if I have a thought that I'm going to go anywhere, they already know where that thought, that I'm having that thought, because I'm being remotely neurally monitored. And they get the physical gang stalkers to be at where I'm going to go, and even along the routes getting there, to engage in gang stalking physical gestures, which includes assaults. My name is Leslie Williams, and this is what they do to targets. They deliberately create homelessness in order to exploit the destitution, to exploit the target, to exploit their target's finances, their insurance, and to exploit them sexually. It's also done for brain entrainment, behavior modification, because they believe then, which they actually can do, whatever they modify you in reference to your thought processes or behaviors that are attached to them, they will literally identify and mark those neural networks and stimulate them on any given date at any time. So you can easily see how that can be used for prostitution, for anything, gambling, anything, even shopping. If you think to yourself, you get up and you think to yourself, I'm gonna go buy something today. I'm gonna go to Walmart's. I'm gonna go shopping today. Okay, and you had that neural network potentiated because you've done it just like all of us do when we go shopping. And then we have the motor cortex associated behaviors of getting up and going. They identified that neural network and can stimulate it on any date at any time. Okay, and you literally believe that you're just having a thought of going to Walmart again, and you get up and go to spend your money. My name is Leslie Williams. Thoroughly and meticulously scrutinize each and every one of my videos, and you'll be able to see an in-depth, one of the most heinous crimes that are going on in human history. Mind control of anybody. My name is Leslie Williams, San Diego, California, 2012.